Hello everyone. This is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and I am here for day 2 of our Halloween week. And what I wanted to do is, I've actually already created these, but I wanted to walk through the Sweet Halloween scrapbooking workshop. If you have been around my channel at all, you will know that I actually love scrapbooking. I don't do a whole lot of it with lives or classes or anything like that, but it is kind of where crafting all started for me back in high school, was keeping up with like youth events and things like that. I still have a ton of those albums or extra pictures that I had from that time when I was in high school doing that. And so I've always kind of been a crafty person, but I always loved scrapbooking. And when I first found Stampin' Up, yes, I got into card making, but I loved to scrapbook, which is what I mostly did. I would do cards for classes and things like that and send them every now and then. But I mainly, when I first started doing Stampin' Up, did the scrapbooking. And so when they came out with the scrapbooking workshops, I was ecstatic because sometimes I feel overwhelmed with scrapbooking because I just don't know what to pull in and all of that. And so I think our scrapbooking workshops are a great way to get started and have the creativity to change things up if you don't particularly want, like you want to add more pictures to a page or whatever, but it gives you a starting point and it kind of gives you all the coordinating products together. So what I wanted to do was I was going to show you a couple things with the scrapbooking workshop. Is they give you all the measurements to cut your paper in order to create it exactly how they have it here. Of course, I have changed mine up, so I'm going to show you all that. And then they give you pictures with a little bit more details in there as well. So this is the first pictures here. We'll actually let's start with this one. So this, and actually I might be able to do, let's see if I have it zoomed out enough where I could lay both of them here. Okay, good. Look at there. All right. I think I'm learning the the camera situation a little bit. Let me move these actually from behind here so they don't really show. And so the scrapbooking kits will usually create 6 layouts, and this one is and most of them are double layouts. And so this is the first page that I created, and you'll notice here that I pretty much stuck with what they had laid out here and then down here, but I did change up a couple things. Like I did add October 31st here. I separated my pictures a little bit because obviously we haven't celebrated Halloween yet or you participated in the activities that we have going on. And so what I wanted to do was separate those pictures out so that I can tuck those pictures up underneath that. And then what I also did was, they have just a white border around the pictures, but I really wanted black because I want whatever picture I put on there to really stand out. And so it's going to have a double mat. It's going to have black and it'll have the white. And this is a 4x6 piece of white here. These are the picture placement cards that all come in the pack. And what I'll do is I'll actually cut the picture down about 1/8 of an inch from the 4x6, and then the 3x4, of course, there as well. So other than really adding this sentiment instead of doing the hey pumpkin, I added a couple more bats up there, and then I added some embellishments. I really did actually stick this one kind of to the same layout. The next one is this one right here. So your second page here in the layout. I loved how they did the trick or treat with the paper behind it, so I stuck with that. I also did that piece, but then I took this piece here and I swapped it because I really kind of wanted it to be paper over here and then paper over here as well. I didn't want that to go across this way, and so that's what I did there. They had 3 pictures across here, but I only wanted to do 2. And so I changed that up a good bit as well. I also took this piece of paper here and instead put it like that, so it could kind of be that extra background for the pictures too. And then I kind of swapped around here with the embellishments and the little clusters. And one thing I did change too was I cut this here at an angle on each side, and I added a couple of other little pieces here too, and then of course added some embellishments. But one of the main changes I did do as well was for the trick or treat, I really wanted that to pop. I want this to pop. This will be our first Halloween since Ben and I have been married that we're actually going to have trick-or-treaters. We have always lived in the country since we have been married, and so we haven't been in a subdivision. And where we are at now in Darlington, the location we're at, it's in the country club. Lots and lots of kids come out of nowhere. And so I am super excited about it because I love to see all the little kids dressed up. I don't do scary Halloween at all. I don't do any of that, but I do love a good trunk or treat and like fall festivals at churches, and I love to watch the kids get candy by trick-or-treating. So what I did was I just took a sponge and I dabbed the outside with some black ink just to kind of make that pop a little bit. And then of course, again, I added that black border because I really think that makes it pop up off the page. Okay, so that's the first two. I definitely did a lot of changing on this side. This side, I really did stick to that layout, which is good sometimes. That gives you like a starting point to get those juices flowing. All right, so the second one is this one here. And I think, yes, this is, okay. I'm making sure that I'm putting them on how I was doing my layout. Okay, so this page here was actually originally designed to be on the right side, but I did change it a good bit. I didn't want two big pictures because what I want here is actually the front of the house, because we are going to do just a little decorating for trick-or-treating. And so I wanted to put the front of the house here. And then of course this kind of, I left that because it is the trick-or-treaters or whatever, so that I thought that was good. And then I added the ghost in the background because I just thought that was excellent. So, and then I added this piece here. So there was a little bit of changing in this one, but as far as like the middle piece here, that's really about all I kept the same. And then I added the title to this page because I felt like there was just a little too much empty space down there for me. And then this one was technically the page that was supposed to be on the left side. And I, on this one, ended up doing 4 pictures instead of 3 because I felt like it needed a little bit more. And this is actually going to be some pictures of Ben and I, and then I'll take pictures of the candy and the container that I'll hold that in. So I changed this one up a little bit as well. I did keep the journaling down here with the little fairy, and then kind of kept the embellishments around the same. But then I took off the title because I don't have children, so I don't need frightfully cute on a page with Ben and I, right? So that's really kind of where I changed there. I did want to show you here for this page. So you'll notice that I put the official candy taster because that's going to be a picture of Ben. It might even be Maggie. I don't know. We're going to try to see if we can dress her up, but we'll see. What I did though is this is a sticker. So I actually put our embossing buddy on the back of it so that it wouldn't make it as sticky, so that I can stick the picture, and then I didn't glue down this it's just lightly kind of tacked down there as well, so that whenever I get the picture, I'm going to slide it in and then it will still match the whole theme. Again, I did the black borders, all of that, because I feel like that just makes it all pop out. But as far as like the background designer series paper, I did keep all of that kind of the same as well. So, all right, so there's those two. And then the last but not least, y'all know I love my nieces, And so what I thought was, they always send me pictures of them dressed up for Halloween. So I put the Frightfully Cute here. And this is going to be the girls' page. So I'll put their together picture here, and then I'll put one of Harper, and then I'll do that one picture of each of them in these right here. Of course, the Boo Crew, and then I'll do just a little bit of journaling for them because I have no children to pass any of my scrapbooks down to, but the girls always love the scrapbooks, and so these will all be passed down to them one day. And let's see, I think I did do quite a bit of changing. Again, I did some directional changes here because I didn't necessarily want just pieces across or whatever. And then I also added another large piece in the background on that one. Well, it's from this one, and so I kind of did some swapping a little bit on these two pages, kind of doing some mixing and matching. And then this one, I just took the piece that I had left over from the kit and just put it all the way across. Now you'll see these don't match up here, but I'm okay with that because when it goes in the book, it's not going to be necessarily side by side, but I still think they're very coordinating. If you wanted to, you could also turn it and make it go this way, and then it's not necessarily as noticeable with those two pieces not being side by side or even. So either way, but again, I kind of took all the pieces that were on the instructions of these two, and I kind of did some mixing and matching. When I got here as well, I was running out of pieces from the scrapbook kit, and so I pulled in some from the Spooky Sweet Halloween Designer Series paper. So I pulled in several of the bats from that as well so that I could kind of finish and embellish it a little bit more. So, so this is day 2 of our Halloween. I guess it's called like an extravaganza, right? But I figured I would show the scrapbook pages so that you could kind of see what the kits look like and kind of get a starting point of where you could do that if you're interested in scrapbooking at all. These kits really are great for that. So I highly recommend them. The price points are really good. They always come with the kit itself doesn't come with, but they always have a coordinating stamp set. And let me show you what that one looks like. And so this is the coordinating stamp set that they have, the Sweet Halloween. It's got a huge the Boo Crew stamp, but the stamps are always really good in here because they're large enough to put on your scrapbook, but you can also change them and put them on cards as well. They're the perfect size for both, which I love. And here is that stamp that we used in Monday's live over on YouTube. So that's how I created the stitching look on that first card we did. So, all right, everyone, thanks for joining me today. Make sure you check back tomorrow here on YouTube for day 3 of our Halloween projects. All right, I'll see you later. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.